they're trying to limit Ukrainian movement. So what the Ukrainians will seek to do in their offensive is to like pierce the Russian line and then rapidly drive their military vehicles to the coastline or into rear areas. And so the length and the width of these defenses is structured to prevent that. So you have at kind of the front, you have the ditch, which is to stop armored vehicles or to make it, at least make it difficult for them to advance. Then you run into the dragon's teeth or devil's teeth, which is another tool to make it harder for them to advance. And then only then will you encounter the primary defensive trench, which is where the Russians will be presumably shooting at them the whole time. Russians have the river on one side, they have the ocean at their back, and in a way that traps them, but it also allows them to concentrate their defenses, because fortifications like this, with earth-moving technology, they're not necessarily hard to install, but if you've ever dug a ditch of any size, you know that it's a great deal of effort. And so when you have a kind of area like this that you know you must defend, that's a little bit smaller, thanks to geography and thanks to the overall stabilization of the front, it makes sense and is possible to create defenses like this in order to restrict Ukrainian movement. And I think that that's true, that's more evidence of the way that the war has stabilized and the way that the war going forward is going to be, in a sense, less dramatic at like the strategic or macro scale, but in a lot of ways more dangerous for the people involved. This is an age of war in Europe that was thought to be over. And so we're kind of going back to this kind of conflict. And I think that the scale would be interesting and remarkable. The Russians have quite a lot of territory to defend in terms of this area all the way from the Dnieper eastwards, and they're aware of it.
Без розуміння того, що він буде робити. Віталік, а можна світити куди-нибудь убрати? Держу! Держу! Иду! Держу! Иду! Иду!